Good afternoon, my friends. I would like to share with you my perspective about why people don't recover. One of the reasons, one of the biggest reasons. If you've been in the rewiring, the limbic and brain rewiring community for any length of time, 3 to 5 years or more, you'll see that there are plenty of cases and situations where people are in recovery for a long time. And maybe they make some progress, but it doesn't seem to be really significant. And they seem quite comfortable to be where they are and not really progressing with any sense of earnesty or urgency towards a goal of genuine recovery and liberation from their situation. And if you're in that category of having seen that and witnessed that and finding that concerning, this video is for you. There are a couple of reasons I see this. One of the biggest ones is that people are not willing to be extreme in the specific ways that are necessary for recovery. And that can unfold in a couple of ways. I think of recovery in terms of feminine and masculine energy. It's just energy, not gender. And the interplay between the two and finding balance between healthy versions of those energies. What that can look like is that often folks are not willing to set boundaries with their limbic systems. This is possibly the number one reason that people don't recover, is they're not willing to look themselves and their limbic system in the eye and say, you are lying to me and I'm not taking it anymore. And I don't care what I need to say or do. I don't care how fierce or firm or ruthless I need to be in saying you are wrong and this is BS and I'm not taking it. I'm not living in it and I'm not feeling it and I'm not believing it. I'm not engaging with it. I'm going to give 100% of my attention to something positive and constructive. I just don't believe you anymore. That's necessary to recover. You need to hit a point where you're willing to be able to be dead to your old self in order to move forward, to be able to say whatever these patterns are, and they can be deep patterns. They can be patterns from childhood, patterns that have kept you alive for your whole life that you need to say, you know what, this got me through and thank you. And it no longer serves me, so we're done. I'm not engaging with this anymore. Another way this can play out in an extreme way is being willing to say, what happened to me in my life is not my fault. It's only my responsibility. And I have a divine authority from my higher self to say that whatever happened to me and what I did when I was simply in 100% survival mode is not my fault. I'm responsible for cleaning up the mess, for apologizing to people I hurt, or taking responsibility for what happened during that time. But that wasn't my fault. I didn't choose this. It's not my fault. It's only my responsibility. And liberating yourself from the weight of guilt and fear around what will happen when you say that only I exist in my own skin. So only I am responsible for my well-being, my survival, my good. And if me doing what I need to do to be happy and content and okay in my own skin offends someone else, that's their problem, not mine. And stand in that and stand on that and stand in that continuously. And that's the masculine form of boundary setting and the feminine form of acceptance that allows for recovery. And sometimes what that means is saying, you know what, my personality and my lifestyle are very abnormal and they're never going to be accepted. And that's okay. If I accept it, it's enough. And sometimes it's saying, you know what, my way of life is really ordinary. And I accept that. It's okay. I'm a really ordinary person who works a 9-to-5 job and makes a living, and I'm happy with that. I'm content with that. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm content with that. Or maybe it's saying I have outside of every boundary and every category and group I've ever tried to be part of or witnessed, and I feel like a complete outsider and reject from society, and my way of being and my lifestyle and my calling as an artist or a spiritual person or an exile is valuable and contributes something unique to society that other people wouldn't have otherwise, that's okay too. And that's good. And I'm okay with that. And living in that. Without these kinds of extremes, we will never be able to hit a grounded, centered place within ourselves of balance. Because if you are in limbic impairment recovery, if you have been in a chronic illness or an addiction or any extreme experience, you're coming from a place of extremes, and you're going to need to hit the opposite extreme to reach a place of balance. You will not be able to stay approval worthy by general society or the people in your life or your family or friends. Most likely, if that's you, you won't be able to stay there and still recover. You've got to pick one. Are you going to save your life? Or are you going to be what they want you to be? That's the question.